Hi everyone, this is Chandra with C. Diane Designs. I came to you last week saying that I wanted to have conversations with you about wellness. And in that vein, and continuing this week, I wanted to touch on an aspect of physical wellness. And I explained to you, a little bit last week. If you didn't listen last week, I'll just reiterate that my interest in health and well-being dramatically increased over the past couple of years because my husband had a stroke, and so I started changing our diet and learning more about what was important to reduce disease in the body. And one of the things that I learned about is how important potassium is to our well-being. And potassium is something that isn't talked about a lot at all. We hear mostly that we need to reduce our sodium, and that is true. Sodium in excess can be very detrimental to our health. But the important thing in consuming sodium is also to consume adequate potassium to offset the effects of sodium in our bodies. Potassium will reduce excess sodium in your body, and it also helps relax blood vessels in the walls of your blood vessels in your body. Now, before I continue, I just want to, remind everyone that I'm not a physician. If you have questions or concerns about how much potassium you personally should take in, I would recommend speaking with your physician, your doctor, your healthcare professional. So I just wanted to say that before I continue. This is a conversation. I'm giving my opinion. I'm sharing my experiences. Now, potassium, the nice thing about potassium is that you can find it in a number of foods. And as I started changing our eating habits and shopping more for foods that I felt were more nourishing and actually more medicinal, I found it easy to actually increase our potassium intake. Now, your average healthy adult needs up to 4,700 milligrams a day. I've read in some sources have said that women can consume 2,600 milligrams a day and be healthy. So I would say anywhere between that 2,600 and 4,700 milligrams a day is optimal for your average healthy adult. There are some people that can't consume that much potassium, namely people with kidney disease. But as I said before, just check with your physician before you start to make changes to your diet if you have any underlying health conditions. So with that, I just want to share a list of foods that are, my personal favorite foods for intaking enough potassium. So at the top of my list is bananas. I love bananas. Sometimes bananas don't love me. I've at times can have a bit of a reaction to them. So I usually tend to cook them before I eat them, and that helps a lot. And I'll make, banana pancakes. I don't make a lot of banana bread because it's just a lot of sugar I don't want to consume or have in our house on a regular basis as a temptation. So bananas are great raw. They are good. They are wonderful in pancakes. Banana nut pancakes, to be specific. The next thing I've adopted in my diet that I really love are dates. Dates are very good. They're very sweet. They're very high in potassium. I have found that they are a great substitute for table sugar in a variety of desserts. I add them to smoothies to make them a little sweeter sometimes. Um, Cooked spinach is so easy to consume, to make, to add to your dinner. Spinach, especially baby spinach, has such a mild flavor and goes well with lots of other vegetables and meat as well. Um, the next one, and absolutely one of my favorite things, are potatoes. We don't eat fries a lot, but we do bake them and roast them. And potatoes are tricky for people who are trying to reduce their weight. They tend to be considered a very, kind of starchy food. But if you leave the skin on, that tends to offset some of the potential damage to your, diet and caloric intake. The skin is where all of the good stuff is on potatoes. So you can just scrub them really well, get them really clean, and prepare them as you would with the skin off. Also, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes can be, the skin is a little tougher, but if you don't mind that, they're excellent with the skin on or skin off. I prepare a lot of sweet potato dishes, both sweet and what they call savory. So they're very versatile. I love them, and they're a great source of potassium. Next is mushrooms. Not everyone's a mushroom lover, I found, which surprised me because I love mushrooms, but mushrooms are a great source of potassium. They add great flavor to your meals, and I highly recommend mushrooms as far as getting more potassium in your diet. Zucchini, which at times I just go overboard with zucchini because I love it, but zucchini, surprised me, is a great source of potassium. Next is pumpkins. Now, there are people that like pumpkin, love pumpkin, and some people that don't like pumpkin at all. There's a pumpkin camp and there's a sweet potato camp. I've learned to like both. Lately, pumpkin is another thing. I was surprised that it's such a great source of potassium. I add it to pancakes. I make pumpkin pancakes with roasted pecans, and that's just one of the best breakfasts that we have. Any leafy green, I had, for the first time in a long time, I had some collard greens I made. They were really delicious, and not only a great source of fiber and vitamin C, but a good source of potassium as well. Not as high as other leafy greens, I will admit, I found, but still you can't go wrong with collard greens. So leafy greens goes in that and any other leafy greens that you like. Beans, specifically pinto beans. Pinto beans are a great source of potassium, fiber. They fill you up. They're a great source of protein, so you can't go wrong with beans, in particular pinto beans. Lentils are also in the legume family, and lentils are so versatile. I love them. I love making them. You can serve them in salads. You can have them as a main dish, and you can season them however you like. They taste good. I just love lentils. And finally, nuts. I can't say enough good things about nuts, but nuts are a great source of potassium as well as protein and other minerals that we need to have healthy bodies. So that's my list of favorite sources of potassium. So once again, if you are healthy, you don't have any underlying health problems that you need to consult with your doctor on, up to 4,700 milligrams of sodium for better health, for better blood pressure. Just want to thank you for stopping by. Take care.